Hi everybody, good morning. I'm doing this TryHackMe room half break. It's an OSINT room. It was released yesterday, Friday. Can you help us uncover the mystery behind KitKat heist? This is a simulation, a story about KitKat heist. As I said to you in disclaimer, this challenge is inspired by a cargo theft that occurred in March 2026, in which a shipment of KitKat products was stolen in transit between Italy and Poland. All companies, agencies, individual document investigation findings presented in this challenge are entitled entirely fictional. No real employees, law enforcement personnel, organization are implicated. The real theft remain under investigation by the relevant authorities. This one just simulation, so we have a background to you in March 2026, refrigerated truck carrying over 400,000 units of KitKat product vanished somewhere between Central Italy and Poland. Nestlé confirmed the theft 2 days later. The vehicle has not been found. The European Cargo Threat Assessment ECTA does not believe this was opportunistic. A shipment of this size on a contracted route does not disappear without someone helping it along. Anonymous tip reached the journalist the following evening. ECTA obtained it and the judicial authority. This is where your investigation begins. So give us a couple of documents. We have a PDF, which your briefing start here. Exhibit, we have an email, an image, a CSV report, and of course we have the question that we need to answer. So the PDF that they talk about, this one is a fictional document created for educational CTF purpose only. ECTA does not exist. No real law enforcement data is represented herein. So basically it simulates a subject organized cargo theft Nestle. They tell us 26, we have the time 26 March 26. We have the KitKat story, we have the units. Intelligent assessment, they saw the vehicle deviated from its check-in schedule without triggering automated alerts, suggesting prior knowledge of monitoring internal or deliberate suppression of telematic data. The shipment was part of a newly launched product launch. Transfer alleged it operate exclusively on contracted route. The Italy-Poland corridor is handled solely by the Brno Operational Office. And then we have some leads. They tell us Exhibit A, electronic communication. We have an email on the 27 March at 23:14 CET. Anonymous electronic communication was received by journalist Brno Regional News. So we have in emails. Investigation directed to conduct full header metadata and all of that for the email. And we have exhibit B-cam image during the canvassing of vehicle recorded in the D1 corridor at night in 26 March. A dashcam SD card recovered from a vehicle stopped for unrelated traffic. And we have Nin Hulen. One image evidence evidentiary value was extracted and extracted exhibit B. And that's the most important part. They said the image was captured through the vehicle windscreen and shows service station stop consistent with the transit corridor, a large AGV consistent with the description of the missing vehicle. We have a timestamp and they said was a requested action. And that's it. Most important for this is this vehicle part. If you go to the image, this is the image we're talking about. That's the track is said because now they tell us that we have we have 26 March at 10 o'clock night. They said fictionally this is the track. Then we have a D1 corridor. We have 26 from Olom. This is one my mistake I did. Let's start investigation. The first thing I did, I said Olomok. Where is this? This is the email. Let me go back to type quickly. Let me. What's going on here? The way I did a mistake, let me tell you so how I started before we jump. When I start, I start say, um, first of all, I do this road, for example, this to Brno. I thought because it's between the roads, so I got to Google Map and I said, no, we come back to this, and I said direction from that one, and then what's the name of that thing? Bruno. And then I said, remember, that's how I did it, and then I stuck until I figured it out later on. So I did the direction of the road because I said this sign because it's a Olmo code sign, and then we have station Orlen, and then we have, we said for alone, we say Orlen location. And then of course you come here and you start say where is the 63, it's a closer there, and you start looking for these names, all in, and then none of them working, so none of them will give you the correct answer here because that's not the correct um, um, the correct answer for the first of all, did I miss something? What's the first question first? Oh, which VPN service was used to send anonymous email from dot? Oh, let's get for the VPN story first before we jump. Um, the email that talk about it is this one. So if you open email, you can see for the email, first of all, always start from bottom. If you want to go email, don't go jump from the bottom. They start bottom to the top. So, for example, if I do that, the most interesting is the last part. Remember, received from, you more interested in this, the last part, this one, you can add the IP. Now, if you got confused, it's not nice for you. You can just copy these two sites to go to, not this one, and just if you want to make it look nicer for you, there's another one, this one, just so if you want things look nicer for you, so these two sites, so you can see it's already give you a nice looking things. You are more interested in what is the most into this part, the IP, because the hoping the original IP is this one, then it go to Gmail. So if you look here, don't spend too much time in the top. For the email, start from the bottom up. Start straight from the bottom. You get this IP, which is very interesting. This is what we're interested in of, because this is where the users send the email from, and you can see it also here. It tell you here in the top the IP. So the rest of the information you can check, but it's not the one that will give you the VPN as my best knowledge. We can do the classic who is, and you just put that IP there. We do it online if you want. No, of course will not give me the original ISN, and it can tell you also the name of the company. What's the name of this status assigns PI? What is the name of this service Netherlands? But for these things, my best knowledge is you go to the ISN number and you can go to website like this one, for example, and say, oh no, not you. What's going on here? Or this one, for example, and search for the ISN number. Uh, of course, we get the ISN that, but for us, what most interested for us is looking any block related to VPNs. For example, this one, we can get the name of this company, new tab. If you go, not the graph, I don't think will help us this information here. a more the IPv4, the IPs. One interesting, you can see the VPN here appearing here if you go interesting part of it. So you can see it talking about Malvault VPN. So you can see this is most interesting the VPN range of this company. Um, this one doesn't help me. This one also will give me an indication of the VPN. It tell me this part of the block. This block is it's part of it has it's also Malvault VPN, so you can be pretty positive that the answer for that question. Because no, will not give me only the IP address we're looking for, which mean where is it that IP? This IP. So the best you can pretty say the VPN this is basically the Molvad VPN because it's part of the whole ISIN number. So yeah, so you can do that. So you know it's the VPN is part of it. Where I don't see it now, Molvad VPN, like we did. We check it here when I was opening it in Chrome. You can see the Molvad VPN. So that's the best way for me to do it for now. Now let's go back to the next question when it said what is the full street address of the petrol station where the missing vehicle the hint said what the hint said address is seen in Google Map. I got a bit confused in this one because I said I was looking for this sign when it said Olomo 27 kilometers for 45 kilometers, and then of course when I do the map I was checking them one by one here. But most of them are not correct, so I thought the car is somewhere here closer to the road. But if you go back to the things, that's where the thing become more interesting. The dash cam exhibit image, it said you uh, near Holin. So we have the price we already know it's this one. So if you go now look search for the Holin now. So I can go back. Um, what we can do, we can just instead now and see what that Holin beer no and see what this Holin is because it seems you can see now from the map it's somewhere out. It's not. You see, when it was we've been looking in this road, but you can see there. So if I go now back and see all in, now you can see in this part we have something there, and that's exactly the this pictures is. So the address is this one, 14 Holland, um, 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 yeah, 1281 on street. So this is the correct address. This one. Let's see what you can see if to confirm it is there. What the hell? We are in the wrong place. No, this is like okay. Let's see. Let's see if the correct one. The image said there's a sign that D1. Where is that sign D1 now? They removed it. There's a parking. What is the correct answer? Why it doesn't? Can we go there, Google? Who is that D? D1. Okay, that's why you put a petrol. That sign doesn't exist at all. Huh. It's like they added to the... Am I confused or what? Where is this? It said all in. There's that sign that... Oh, this one is... No, this one was added in the top. I don't think it's real image, this one. Let's go to the road. I think they made it. Oh, this one is old. It's April 25. There's no new one. Well, I don't know what TryHackMe did. In any case, guys, I think this is the correct one. It's Chroma, wherever Chroma's America 1281768824. This is the place for that. Now let's go back to the next question. It said, at what time did the suspicious action take place in the route planning system, March 25, 56? Now we're going back to our logs. This is we have an access log. We have a communication log also is there, and then we have the employer log. So the employer just give you that ID. So this is the access log. It show you, for example, this very strange thing: authentication failed in 24 December. We have view, view, view. We have view, edit. View usually is fine. We're looking for the time frame in the morning. 4 o'clock, 9 o'clock view. Edit. That's 3 o'clock. And then we have this one. At 10 o'clock at night, we have the night shift. We have a 10 o'clock night shift export from 0291 0291. What is 02? No, this is 0291. 0291 is a road planner. The road planner exported. This one is the employee directory, exported that one. So we have that problem here, export something. So if the question and then someone edit at 23. Let's go back to the email because that's very important to understand this in the email. The email said, I do not know who took it or where it is, but I know it was not opportunistic. Someone gave the road detail to someone outside before that truck left. I saw unusual activity in our internal system the night before departure. Access to a file that has no reason to be touched at that hour. So we have one hour. So you can argue the time. This one at night exporting file wrote IT, and the guy's talking. He said he was working at night, so we assume is this guy. So, and then he said, I'm not going to the police. Actually, I do not know who to trust inside the company right now. I am sending this to you because you cover local business and I think you should. So we have late hours, access to file. So if we go here and we said, at what time did the suspicious action take place in road planning system in March 25th? Now, March 25th, the most things that happen in March 25th is this one. This is March 25th. This is view. View in general is not problematic, and because it's during the day we have a view, all of them at 9, 10. Then we have this one 12, normal, 4 o'clock, normal, 7, maybe. from this one, but this one that stand out. So this one edit driver shuttle, and this one export the PDF IP route at night. So the suspicious value is 221409. This is more suspicious. Let's go back to communication. If we go to communication, we see here internal message export under judicial authority by IT system, and they give us, this is a 15. Normally you can see the discussion says before I take the ITIP run next week, so you're talking about the 25th, what is the recommended overnight stop to the stress, and they tell you I used to go to Oromco, so we know the street. Still proved online service area on D1, so we have that D1 image story. Just before the Olympo projection, so we have got that right. And then it tell you to list following driver feedback, and then we go back. Easter period, remind me. There is one thing, Easter reminder all stuff. You can see this one. Very interesting one. He said, reminded all staff, personal email address must not be used for accessing or sharing company file. This is morning request was received this morning, so 24. Someone with this email try to access file in the road planning. So let's go this for the log file. If you look log file, authentication failed. So 24 is 24. We have this one at 24, and then we have the who access this BR0291. So if you go to B09 B what BR 0291 is we going back to the same person, route planner Bruno. So 0291 try to access a system using person email. Same time that the 029 it try to export a file, it's here. So the suspicious value is 221409 time. That's the answer for this question. Now, what is the employee ID of the person who sent anonymous email? So because this one, what's the employee ID of employee responsible for again the shipment? This one it's easy because this one we already found it is the one that export the file, so is this one. So it's a 02BR0291, and we can know it's from this. So this question is easy. We already found the one to export. Now the question how to get this one. What is the employee ID of the person who sent the anonymous email? Now we go back to the email address. Sandy said someone gave the road detail to someone outside before the truck left. I saw unusual activity in our internal system the night before departure. Access to a file that has no. So it means this guy who sent an email was in the office working. Now we know this at that night. The export happened here. So who else in the 25th was also in the office? This guy was on at night. His only person was at night at 23:41:17. That this is the whistleblower. The best assumption is this is the guy, or the best way. So BR31012 is the one who was working also at night and saw this export. So BR0312 is the one. BR03 is this one. So you can argue this one is the BR3, and the leaker is BR, we already found it. Now, what is the full name of the culprit? Remember, we found the culprit. The culprit we said is the 0291, and we know also from the logs Remember the log is dead. Um, 029, and we know from the log it tells us access private email. We have the email, catch it here. So if we go to the email and go to OSINT website, like for example EPOS, and say accept accept, and you search for that name, every item that generates heat to function. That one. I don't think this one. What's this? What's that one? What's this thing? So- Float in the water naturally. Okay, this one float, this one float. Okay. Uh, okay, let's this one work. And here this one will find two things. We find we don't need to log in, so we find that we don't need a photo, but we find Google Map. So if you go Google Map, you set your calendar and plus archive. Uh, if you go there, you can find the name is Radovan Bliski. So we found it. This one doesn't give me information. The way back also doesn't. So the map give you the name, and that's exactly the name of the person for the last question. What is the full name of the corporate? A nice thing I want to show you when you give it to design it, I design it with a cloud, it ask him to make a nice design for it. Look, for example, now it look nicer like that. So this one I tell you KitKat heist OSINT investigation. So we have all this the access file. So for access before external block. So remember we got this access.b029. And you can see the same person is viewing, and most important part of it, we have an edit there, edit in 20, this is 24, edit after hours. Yeah, after hours, it was an edit view. Interesting part, same the guy, but where is the danger? It's here. So if you look, the one where we said the B029, that guy exported, only export an entire log night before track departure. So basically we got the answer already with that. And we have this edit file, and this is the guy that said in the email, that's the anonymous user that sent it. So the B39. Um, the file is, of course, we talk about this one. Only export the log file at the same user, so we can know that. Export action only, you can see that the guy access denied. Remember this one after the heist. This one when we got that email address. Now after hour we have a couple of them, but most importantly we have this guy. And then we have the same day, 25th, we have the B312. And you can see this guy usually work after hours, so we don't suspicious too much with it. So he was there too, but he was editing. Driver schedule, but the road is this guy who quit it. And this guy can give us the whole what he was doing, so we now try to access deny that side. So this is breakdown comic spot, the one that we've been talking about, the communication, and most important, this is the flag, for example, reminder to all stuff, and we got the email here. So driver assignment, and then here where it locked down for the heist. This is nice breakdown by design. The whistleblower, we have the email. Um, Someone gave the raw detail to someone outside before the track left. I saw unusual activity, and you can access a file that has no after hours. Uh, Whisper say night before departure. Whisper say access the file. So maybe do the export part. Whisper say someone gave the road detail. Blocked Gmail access. Whisper say I do not know who trusts and suggest there are company site themselves. And then send the device. Remember we got IP. We have the DKIM SPF and all of that. A suspect, of course, the BR029, only person to export the file. Hometown, we got blocked external from this IP. Had also failed in 24 March. Confirmed the planner with legitimate access to the file. Whisper description, usual activity. So we can say this. Home, so we have the Gmail, we got the Gmail, hometown, and then and common let's see what we got the name. We got Radovan Bleski. Yeah, that's that analysis is not doesn't help. It's not the correct name in any case for this. And then we got this some it's nice information. Know what I am finding. The evidence across Axelar and telecommunication on the whistleblower email covers single conclusion the theft was insider facilitated. One of the primary person of interest is BR029, that's the person, and the key of evidence, the blocked external access, the whistleblower account of access unusual. So we have the export at 21409. Rotas was locked down. No, that one, it's not the 0122, that's wrong conclusion. So we have the export. Um, we have the email. Where's the tip sent from? That's the email. Primary suspect. So we got conclusion. We have that one, but this is not doesn't finish, and that's the overview. Key suspect, suspect is suspicious access, so that's the best knowledge. Remember the finding you talk about the also show unusual interest and after hour access. This is the anonymous guy, I think. No, that's not the anonymous guy. Anonymous guy is 32. What exactly 0122 did? No, this one just viewing is a poor guy. It's at 3 o'clock. That's one is fine, 0122. He didn't do anything. He's interested, but he's part of job because the time is fine. This is, guys, so as a conclusion, this is the whole story. So we have that. We have the VPN. We have the name of the person. This one doesn't give me anything. This white map for doesn't. So yeah, I think we answered all the question. Thank you everybody very much, and yeah, have a good day.